यस्यान्तन्नादिमध्यं नहि करचरणं नाम गोत्रं न सूत्रं नो जातिर्नैव वर्णा न भवति पुरुषो नानपुंसं न च स्त्री नाकारं न विकारं न हि जनिमरणं नास्ति पुण्यं न पापं तत्त्वं नो तत्त्वमेकं सहजसमरसं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युगानं परिशिष्टान्ते वसुदृशिगणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दमूर्तिं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे वेदान्तार्थविभासकार्यतके शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादिनगेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां विद्यते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने अपारसच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चित्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि प्राकाचन्द्रसमानकान्तिवदना नाकाधिराजस्तुता मूकानामपि कुर्वती सुरतुलीनीकाशवैभवम् श्रीकाञ्चीनगरी विहाररसिका शोकापहन्त्री सदाम् एका पुण्यपरम्परा पशुपतेराकारिणी राजते योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मोहाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् कृपातमहं वन्दे सद्गुरुं चन्द्रशेखरं मातामहो मातरं च पितरं च पितामहो मातुलं च गुरून् सर्वान् वन्देऽहं ज्ञानसिद्धये गोपिका जीवनस्मरणं गोविन्द गोविन्द हर नमः पार्वतीपतये हर हर महादेव सद्गुरुस्वामिनः जय। We have been experiencing the Dwarakadhimisha Leela of Sri Krishna. These are some episodes which are not usually dealt with in Upanyasas or discourses. Because as told in the previous lecture, it is completed with the Rukmini Kalyana. And most of the Dwarakadhimisha Leela is skipped due to paucity of time. Here we have an opportunity to go through them in detail through Narayaneeyam. Bhagavan, once he becomes the Dwarakadhisha, is always busy. One or the other king is calling him, or so one or the other devotee is calling him, or someone is attacking Dwaraka or Mathura. And he has to be always involved in various kind of politics. But while being involved there, he still stays like a lotus leaf in water. Padmapatra mivambhasa. That is the lesson to be learned from Krishnavatar. There's going to be huge wars going ahead. The Mahabharata Yuddha is going to take place. Before that, there is actually a long time of peace. It is like there are seeds being sown everywhere for this war to take place. Mentally, seeds are being sown. There's a lot of enmity between kings and such things. But generally, it's a time of peace. If you see from the coronation of Yudhishthira as the Raja in Indraprastha, till the time of the dice game, there are a few decades of peace, we should say. That is when, after that is when Rajasuya is performed by Yudhishthira. So during that time, there is one time when there is some kind of a grahana or punya kala which is there, where everybody goes to Samanta Panchaka. This Samanta Panchaka is the place which was created by Parashurama when he destroyed those lineage of kings, generations after generations of Kshatriyas, who are not fit to be called Kshatriyas. When he destroyed them, he made 5 pools of blood, and that was known as Samanta Panchaka, which also is Kurukshetra. In that Samanta Panchaka, people from all across Bharatavarsha come there because of some punya. This Dashakam 84 is like the calm before the storm. So all of them are happy. Various kings have come there, whether they have enemy or they have friends. Irrespective of all that, they have all come there. They are all interacting with each other pleasantly. There is no negativity around. There are no negative emotions. A lot of interactions are happening there. Everybody is on a pilgrimage. They have gone there for a Tirtha Yatra. That is when they have left everything behind. And each one is enjoying the company of everyone else. From the perspective of Krishna, what is happening, who all is he meeting, is what this Dashakam 84 is going to delineate for us. Kvachidathatapano paragakare purini dadhat vritavarma kamasunu yedukula mahila vritassudirtham samupagatosi samanta panchakakhyam. Tapano paragakare. Tapana refers to the sun. Uparaga is grahana, eclipse. So during the solar eclipse, this eclipse is always called as a punya kala. We assume it to be due to various sampradayas, a lot of other things that we have assumed. We think it is a bad time or something that affects us negatively. Eclipse is, according to the Shastras, it is a punya kala. It is Suryoparaga punya kala or Chandroparaga punya kala. Whatever you do during that time is going to give you multiple times of punya phala. That is why it is good to do japa, tirthakana, tirtha snana. So the bath that we have during the eclipse is equal to tirtha stana. It's like going to river and having bath. That is the sankalpa we do during the bath that we take during eclipse. So it is that kind of a punya kala. Probably it is a total solar eclipse which happens once in many, many decades. And that is why a lot of people have converged at Samanta Panchaka, which is a punya kshetra. They have all gone there for tirtha snana. Tapano paragakale puri nidathat kritavarma kamasu. Kritavarma and kamasu, that is Pradyumna, Kamasu, who is Pradyumna's son, Aniruddha, were in Dwaraka. Krishna told them to stay back in Dwaraka and take care of the city, while everyone else, Yadukula Mahila Vrataha, along with all the ladies also, everyone went to Samanta Panchaka. All the Yadavas and everyone went there. Bahutara Janata Hitaya Tatra Twamapi Punan Girivajyatirthadoyam Vijagana Parimukta Vittarashi Samamilatha Kuru Pandavadi Vitrihi. Oh Bhagavan, you also went there to Samanta Panchaka and you had a holy dip in the lakes over there, in those holy waters. But because of you having a dip itself, the waters became even more sacred for the good of large number of people. You gave away in Danam to all the Brahmanas who had come there. Vijagana Parimukta Vittarashihi. And later you met all your friends and family and faraway relatives, Kuru Pandavadi Vitri, the Kurus, the Pandavas, and many other friends who had all assembled there. The Jnanis, they are the one who sanctify the holy places. So how does a place become holy? A place becomes holy because of the tapas that has been done there. Any Punya Kshetra you go to a small temple also, they will have a Sthala Purana. The Sthala Purana will always be about a Mahatma who has done a great tapas there. Any great temple you go, it is about the amount of Punya that has been done there by various people across centuries or across time. That is how the Shakti of the Murti increases. For the Rama Janmabhoomi Pratishtha that is going to happen, we see that the main Karta is going to undergo 11-day Anushtana to do that. And we all have to give support for the Pratishtha. Because whenever a temple is built, wherever it is built, it is that Pratishtha, the Prana Pratishtha, which takes precedence. Similarly to any Tirtha Kshetra, why is Prayaga so holy? Because of the amount of tapas that has happened there. Why is Kanchipuram? Why is Sringeri? Why are all the Tirtha Kshetras holy? Because of the dharma that has happened there. And the dharma happens because of Mahatmas having been there. Their tapas is there in a condensed form as the Archavatara or just in the sanctity of that place. It is present there. That is why Narada in the Bhakti Sutras he says, Tirthi Purvanti Tirthani. The Tirthas are made as Tirthas by the holy, by Sajjanas, by those who have tapas. They are the people who make that as a Tirtha. So by such great Mahatmas going there, by Bhagavan himself having bath in Samantapachaka, that becomes a Tirtha for us today. It remains as a Tirtha for eternity. Tava khalu dayita janis sameta drupada suta tvayi gadha bhakti bhara tadudita bhavada hriti prakari adimumude samamanya bhavini bhihi. After a long time, Ragi Krishna is meeting Draupadi and many others. So Draupadi is a great devotee of Bhagavan. She is seeing all the wives of Bhagavan now together. So Sametaha Daidajani. He is very happy to see that he is elated, overjoyed. And she goes on and on talking with them. And she asks from each one the story of how they came to be the wife of Bhagavan. How Bhagavan came and protected them, or how he won them over, how they were won over in their Swayamvaras. Tadudita bhavadagriti prakari. Ahar managed to get them. How did Bhagavan come in possession of you? And she joyfully listens to the narration from each of them. Tadanucha Bhagavanne Nirikshya Gopane Adikuduka Nupagamyamana Gitva Chiratara Viraha Durangarekha Pashupavadhu Sarasam Tvamanvayasihi. Then at the same Samantapachaka, Bhagavan meets people who have come from Gokula. He meets his own parents, Yashoda and Nandagopa. He meets all his childhood friends. And then he meets the closest of his devotees, the Gopikas, Pashupavadhu, who by the long separation, they have Chiratara Virahadura Angarekhaha. That because of the extreme separation from him, they had almost become so weak. They become emaciated. Angarekha means, if you look at a person after a long time, you say you become so thin. Don't you eat at all? They have actually, because of always thinking of Krishna, they have become emaciated. Chiratara Virahadurangarekhaha Vashupavadhu Sarasam Tamanvayasi. Along with them, you followed them and met. Sapadika Bhavadikshanotsavena Pramushitamana Hrudam Nitam Vininam Atirasa parimukta kanchulike parichaya hridya tare kuchendya vishihi. They were all extremely overjoyed having seen Krishna here. Ikshana Utsavena, seeing Bhagavan itself is a great festival for them. Pramushita Mana Kridam Vidam Vininam. All that, whatever annoyance or anything that they had previously, that Krishna went away, he never spoke to us, he did not come back. They were annoyed like this. As soon as they saw him, all of that just melted away. Adirasa Parimukta Kanchulike Parichaya Hridyatare Kuche Yanaishi. Because of that joy that was brimming in them, whatever upper garment they had that just fell away, the blouses just fell away, and Bhagavan could became absorbed in them, which that was familiar to him by the old familiarity that was already there. All those feelings came rushing back between them. Ripujana Kalahe Punah Punarve Samupagatairi Yati Lambana Bhut Iti Kritabadirampane Tvayidra Ativivasha Kaluradhika Nilye. So he told them, Krishna gave them an excuse to say, it's been so long since I saw you. I could not, because of so many things going on. Ripujana Kalahi. There has always been some or the other enemy who's attacking. Conflicts here, everywhere there are so many conflicts. And that is why it took so long to come here. Vilambana Abhut. And saying so, he went and embraced Radha. And she became totally absorbed with him. Ativivasha Khalu Radhika Nilye. Apagata Virahavyatha Rahasi Nidhaya Dadatha Tattvabodham Paramasukhachidatmako Hamatme Yudayatu Vaspudamena Chetasiti. Apagata Virahavyatha, that separation, the longing and separation that they had, it had already melted away having seen Krishna. So they, all of them, they went to a secret spot. That is where there is nobody else. So the Gopikas and Krishna, they went to a spot, and there Krishna gave them the Tattva Bodha. That is not detailed either in Bhagavad Gita here, it is not detailed like Uddhava Gita or Arjuna Gita. It is not there. But he transmitted that Parama Jnana to them at this point of moment. Parama Sukha Chidatmakoham Atma. I am the Atma in all of you. I am that infinite Brahman which is present within you as your own self. That self which is there within you is who I am. Even in the Gopika Gita and during the Rasa Leela itself, the Gopikas had this experience that Krishna is their Atma. Only Atma can elicit that amount of Priya. There is nothing other than the Atma that can be so much dear to one. That is the only place from which Priya emanates, from which love emanates. So I am that Atma for you. As the Upanishad, the Brihadaranyaka says, Atma Daraha Priyaha Atmanastu Kamaya Daraha Priya Bhavanti. Atmanastu Kamaya Sarvam Priyam Bhavati. Whatever it is in the world, it is for the sake of this self that it becomes dear. That dearness, that Priyatva emanates from Atma. Because Atma is that Priya Swarupa, is the Sukha Swarupa. Parama Sukha Chid Atma Kohamatma. Iti Udayaduvasputameva Chetasini. May this jnana arise clearly without any doubts within you. This separation that we had is to make it clear that I am no different from your own self. He gives the jnana to them, he makes it absolutely clear to them, and from then on they are completely freed from the pangs of separation. You cannot be separate from your own self. When Bhagavan itself is your self, you can never be separate from it. There is no separation from here on. Sukharasa parivishvito viyogaha kimapi pura bhavadhavoppadeshaihi samabhavadamutah parantudasam paramasukhaikhyamayi bhavat vichinta. Previously, when Uddhava came to give as a messenger from Krishna, Krishna had gone to Mathura and he sent Uddhava as a messenger to the gopis. Even then, there was a separation then, and when Uddhava came and gave the Upadesha, there was a little joy within them, but there was sorrow that they could still not see Krishna. So it is all mixed up. Sukharasa parimishhritaha. There is joy that messages come, there is sorrow that there is separation. So all this was there. But after this Upadesha by Krishna, after this instruction at Samanta Vachaka, the mere thought of Krishna was enough for them to have that bliss. They were always in that bliss from here on because they were one with him. Aikyamayi bhavad vichitta. They had become one with him. There is no separation from here on. And they are all the Ananda Swarupa. That Samandra Ananda Avabodha Atmakam, which we said at the beginning, that same Ananda Swarupa, all of them have become, they have realized themselves as that. And that is why after this, there is no mention of the Gopikas again. Because they have all become one. They have become that Tattvajnana. There is no Jnani. There is only Jnanam. There is only knowledge. They have all become that Jnana Swarupa. Sumahati Gajane Munivarani Vahai Stavata Vitra Durita Shamaya Shubhani Prichyamani Vaisati Vidam Shubhantariti Uruhasidaira Vyajitastadasahu. So many great sages had also come there. All of them had come to the Tirtha Kshetra. Vasudeva had come along with Krishna. Vasudeva went to the great sages and requested, what kind of yajna and yaga should I do in this Punya Kala to take away all my papas? Our Sankalpa said during this Punya Kala is Papa Duridakshayartham, Papakshayartham, Sarvesham Papanam, Sadhyaha Pramodanam Dwara. Immediately eradicate all the sins. That is the Sankalpa we do. So Vasudeva also, he approached the sages there and he asked them, what are the karma that I can do to get rid of all the sins for the atonement? They, as soon as they heard this, they felt very humorous. They laughed at him. Your own son is Bhagavan himself, and you are asking this when he himself is there as your son. What is the need for doing any of this? Nevertheless, we will do it since you have asked and you are an Yajamana, and for Yoga-sangrahartham, we will make you do the sacrifices that are necessary to be performed during this Kala, and they did it on his behalf. Sumahati Yajane Vidayamane Pramudita Mitra Jane Sahaiva Gopaha Yadujana Mahitas Prima Samatram Bhavadanu Shankararama Bhadeju. So big yajna was conducted from that day onwards. Vasudeva wanted to conduct, all the arrangements were made, very big yajna was performed, and all the friends participated there. Those from Vrindavana and those from Dwaraka, everybody got together and they were there in the yajna. For 3 months the yajna went on. Three masa matram. They stayed there, all of them stayed there in the yajna vata. And all those from Vrindavana were honored by these Yadavas who had come from Dwaraka. They were all taken well care of. As it used to happen previously when Mathura and Vrindavana were close by, similarly they felt a longing. They felt the relationship, and those 3 months passed by very joyfully for all of them. Yapagama samaye samitya radhan dridhamagukya nirikshya vintakhedan pramudita hridaya puram prayataha pavana pureshwara pahimam gadebhyaha. When the time came to depart from there, Yapagama samaye, Krishna again goes and meets with Radha. He holds her in a tight embrace. And at that time, he saw that she was absolutely free from all sorrow. There was no sorrow of separation. They have all become jnanis. There is no sorrow now. Ita khedam. Therefore, Krishna was also happy. Pramudita hridayaha puram prayataha. He returned back to Dwaraka. Oh, Guruvayurappa, who is like this, eradicate me, save me from all my ailments. Pahimam gadebhyaha. Dashakam 85. Tato magada bhuvrita chiranirodha sankleshitam shadashtaka yuta dvitayamisha bhumi dhudam anatha sharanayate kamati purusham prahinote ayachata samagatha kshapanameva kim bhugyasa. The next story starts. He comes back to Dwaraka again. He has a lot of things on his hand, many other tasks to be completed. As I said, Dashakam 84 is like a calm sea. So they say before a tsunami arises, the sea is very calm. The waves are not there in the usual kinds of waves. They are not there. Sea seems very, very calm. That is how this is. Dashakam 84 is like that calmness of the sea before the whole tsunami is about to come from here on. Jarasandha, who is there in Magadha Desha, he has arrested and he has captured 20,800 kings. And he has kept them in a prison for a long, long period. The way Bhattacharya puts that number, Shatashtaka Yutayuta Dvidayam. Shata means 100. Shatashtaka is 800. Yuta means along with it. Ayuta Dvidayam. Ayuta is 10,000. Two 10,000s along with 800, which is 20,800 kings have been arrested and kept in the prison by Jarasandha. And these kings who are in the prison, they somehow find a messenger and they send that messenger to Krishna. And they say, you are the only one who has to help us. And the only way he can help him is by slaying Jarasandha, by finishing Jarasandha off. So this messenger approaches from one side. There is another messenger from another side. Ija Surabhimagatham Tadanu Narado Divita Yudhishthiramadhodyamate Ubhaya Karya Parya Kudaha. This messenger from these kings has come. Krishna is about to take an action for this and go towards Magadha. By the time Narada arrives from Hastinapura, from Indraprastha, he says Yudhishthira is about to perform the Rajasuya sacrifice and he has requested for your counseling. What has to be done, how we should go about that. So two things, both are of great importance. Should I go here or should I go there? Where should I go? This is Krishna's dilemma. Viruddha Jagino Ubhayasi Yuddhave Shasham Sushinijai Samam Uramiye Yudhishthiri. Prime Minister then. So he advises Krishna that you go to Indraprastha because Yudhishthira is to perform the Rajasuya sacrifice. If one has to perform the Rajasuya sacrifice, they have to win over all the other kings. Everyone has to accept that they are the Chakravarti, that they are all under that Chakravarti. So Jarasandha will not do this. So Yudhishthira has to win over Jarasandha. So you go to Indraprastha, along with them you go and win over Jarasandha. So both tasks are accomplished. So addresses Uddhava, and therefore, with everyone in attendance, Krishna proceeds towards Yudhishthira's capital, Indraprastha. Asheshadagita yute isamagate dharmajaha vijitya sahajair mahim bhavadapanga samvarthitaihi shriyam nirupamam bahannaha bhaktadasa gitam Bhavantamagimagate Rahitavan Sabhimarjunam. Bhagavan, whenever he goes to Indraprastha, he has no sankocha. He can take everyone as he wants. He goes there with all the 16,000 wives. Because it is his own house. And he knows Yudhishthira will be very happy and will welcome him. So with everyone he goes there. Ashesha Dayita Yute. Dharmaja was very happy. Bhavadapanga Samvardhitaihi. Yudhishthira had acquired so much wealth just by Krishna's vikshana. When Krishna went with Yudhishthira at the beginning to have Indraprastha installed, that time, just his eyesight, he made the whole place so prosperous. So, because of that prosperity, Yudhishthira is a great Chakravarti today. Shriyam Nirupamam Bahan Bhakta Dasagita. That Dasa of the Bhagavan, the devotee of the Bhagavan, can get whatever he wants just by the gracious glance. And so, then Yudhishthira, after all the planning, Krishna, Arjuna, and Bhima, all three of them go towards Magadha. Giri Brajapuram Gatas Tatanudeva Yuyam Trayaha Jayacha Samarotsvam Vijamishena Tamma Gadham Apurna Sukrutam Tomam Pavanajena Sangramayadne Nirikshya Sahajishnuna Tomapi Raja Yudhvastitaha. So they all went to Giripraja, which is the capital of the kingdom of Magadha. The three of them, they approached Jarasandha, and they were all in the fancy dress of a Brahmana. They had all taken up they dressed themselves like Brahmanas instead of Kshatriyas, and they approached. Because Jarasandha is also a devotee of Brahmanas. He would not say no to any Brahmana who comes and asks him for something. So they go to Jarasandha and they request him. But they request him that you should give us a fight. We want a one-on-one duel with you. So once they requested that, Jarasandha chooses that I will duel with this strong and stout fellow Bhima. And both of them, Bhima and Jarasandha, duel. Bhattatri says, Jarasandha is apurna sukrutam. His punya phala is not yet completely, it is not yet ripe. And that is why he could not get a duel with you. And he is not slain by your own acts. Rather, he is slain by Bhima. Pavanajena Sankramayanne. You and Arjuna are standing on the sidelines and happily watching them. You seem to be the person who puts two kings into fight. So Bhima and Jarasandha are fighting. You are Raja Yudhua, one who makes two kings fight each other. And you are just a victim. Pavanajena Nishpatitam. Jarasandha, we all know, is made of two halves. He was born like that. He was vertically split into two halves and he was born. Then Rakshasi named Jara. She joined both those pieces and she brought him up. So this way he was called as Jarasandha. Jaraya Sandhi Jata. So he was joined by this Asuri named Jara. And therefore he was called Jarasandha. So the only way to kill him was to split him vertically. Bhima probably did not know the secret previously. So by showing him, as they were fighting for a long time, they went on fighting and fighting. Oh, standing on the sidelines, Krishna splits a twig. By splitting of the twig, he indicates to Bhima that you have to split Jarasandha like this. Idapa Patana Samyaya. And then, with that indication, Bhima kills Jarasandha. Vivuchya Nrupati Muda Samanagritya Bhaktim Param Videshidagr Gataspurhan Apicha Dharmabhuti Bhuvaha. He really, Bhagavan and Bhima and Arjuna, they release all the 20,800 kings from the prison, and they all pray for nothing. They say, we all have Vairagya, we don't want anything, we want only devotion to you. Bhagavan gives them that devotion, that Dridha Bhakti he gives them. He says, still that you are the king, you should go back to your own kingdoms and rule over your lands for the sake of Dharma. Dharma Bhuti Bhuvaha. Prajak Krushi Yudhishthire Tadanu Rajasuyadhvaram Prasanna Vritaki Bhavat Sakala Rajakapya Kulam Tomapyayi Jagatpate Vijapada Vanejadikam Chakar Chakimungatyate Dripavarasya Bhagyon Nadihi. Bhattatri says, oh, what will I talk about the fortune of Yudhishthira? His great fortune is that when so many kings have come for the Rajasuya, each one is doing various Kaikarya. They are helping in whatever way possible. They are taking up different responsibilities. And you have taken up the responsibility of washing the feet of all the Brahmanas and sages who are coming there. That is the responsibility that you have taken. What heights of good fortune should be there for the king? So Bhagavan is showing the route to us that bhakti towards Mahatmas is what will lead us to greatness, what will lead us to the purpose of life. Vijapada Padavanejadi Avana is to wash the feet of all the Brahmanas who are coming there. Vicharya Sahadeva Ganugata Sada Satasi Vishwa Bhutatmane Tada Sasuramanusam Bhuvanameva Trutindadho. Savana Karmani, Savana means the great yajna. That yajna, Agra Puja has to be done for someone. The first offering, the first worship has to be done for the greatest of the people who are present there. After having discussion, Sahadeva, who is also a great jnani, he suggests that it should be Krishna who should get this Agra Puja and Dharmatmaja. Yudhishthira also agrees with this, and they call Krishna. Krishna is at the gate, washing the feet of everyone who is coming inside. So they call him from there and they make him sit for Agra Puja. Everybody is extremely happy. Why? Because Krishna is Vishwabhutatma. It is almost like the first shloka of Vishnu Sahasranama. It talks about that Advaita Satya. Bhagavan is Vishwam, he is Bhutatma. Vishwabhutatma is the Atma for the whole universe. The whole universe is his form. Because he is the whole universe himself, Sasura Manasham Bhuvanameva Triptim Datu. By doing puja to him, the whole universe became satisfied by that puja. Tatasavati Chedivo Munirupeshu Tishtat Swaho Sabha Jagati Kojadaha Pashupa Durdurutam Vatum Iti Twayasa Durvacho Vitati Mutpamanna Sanate Uda Pataduda Yuthaha Samapatanna Mumpandavaha. Shishupala, he gets up from there. He starts abusing Krishna left and right. Nothing. He does not stop at all. He goes on and on. He gives a. So, just like Bhishma gave one Satvika Sahasranama, Chedipa. Chedipa refers to Shishupala. He is the king of the Desha called Chedi. He gives another Shatanama, Sahasranama. He calls him, you are a Yadava. Yadava itself is a way of degrading somebody because they are not crowned as kings. That is a way of degrading. You are from a clan of Yadus. You know only to herd cows. You don't know anything. Simply you are wearing a crown. You are acting like a king. You have no nothing that is there. So like this, he goes on and on. You are a fool. And all these people who are honoring this fellow are there also fools. What and all? You hear so many stories of you. You are born with despicable conduct. This is how he starts Durdurutam Vatu, and so on and on. He goes on. All the people present there, Pandavas get very angry. Arjuna and Bhima, they start. Arjuna takes up his Gandiva, Bhima goes with his Gada. They want to go and attack him. They are also the host, but so they are little under control, but they start to move towards him. Krishna trying to controls them. Nivargya Nijabakshagane Abhimukhasya Vidreshinaha Tvameva Jagrisheshiraha Danujadarina Swarina. Having told them not to do anything, having controlled them, all the Pandavas who were going to attack him, Nivargya Nijabakshagane. Krishna himself went to Shishupala. He took out his own chakra, Swaharina. That chakra which just cuts the head of all the asuras. You cut the head of Shishupala also with that same Sudarshana chakra. What happened to Shishupala at that time? Janus Tritayalabthaya Satata Chintaya Shuddhatihi Vaya Sabaranegata Adhrita Yogina Dullabha. Shishupala became the Jnani. He became one with Bhagavan. There is no more being the Dwarapalaka of Bhagavan. He becomes the Bhagavan Swarupa itself. Yoginam Dullabham Paramekatam Adhrita. There are various kinds of muktis. There are 4 kinds of muktis. Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya, and Sayujya. Sayujya mukti is the highest mukti. You become one with that Atma Swarupa. That is the kind of mukti he gets from. Previously, when they were Jaya and Vijaya, they probably had Sarupya or Salokya mukti. They were in Vaikuntha. That is why they still had a rebirth. They had to come back to this sloka again. And then again, like Bhagavan said, Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavanma Prapadyate. They had to attain that Advaita Jnana over these 3 births as Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, and Shishupala, constantly thinking of Bhagavan, nothing else. Whatever may be the bhava of that, the emotion behind that might be different. But it's a constant thinking of that Bhagavat Swarupa. Sadata Chintaya Shuddhatihi is completely pure and Paramekatam Adhrita. Even yogis do not get that ekatva, that kind of pada, he attains Sarujya pada, he attains after these 3 janmas. You see that first Janma's Hiranyakashipu is extremely ferocious. So much bala, can do anything. The next Janma's Ravana is he's still ferocious, that Rajoguna is predominant. When he becomes Shishupala, most of that guna is gone. He is no more ferocious being. All he can do is, by words, he is able to do something to Krishna. That's all. He is only scolding Krishna. He is telling here and there. He is doing. He has no power. There is no paurusha within him. Very easily done away with. And all that asuric qualities is all demolished and becomes one big Bhagavan. Same thing with Dantavakra, who is going to come in the next Dashaka. Tadasumahite tvaya kratuvare nirudhe janaha yayu jagati dharmajaha jagati krishna gitya lavanne khalasadu suyodhano dhritamana sabhatra shriya pita sabhamukhe sthalajalam pramadam dhamid. The great Rajasuya Yajna, with all the Avamrita Stana and everything, was completed wonderfully, very well. And everybody who went back from that, they were all proclaiming victory for Dharmaraja, for Yudhishthira. All of them were saying, may Dharmaraja be victorious, may he be victorious, and may all prosperity be with him. But this Suyodhana, Duryodhana, he was extremely jealous. Kalaha, he is a wicked fellow. There is no good feelings for Pandavas. Udamanaha means one whose mind is extremely, what do you say, overcome by jealousy. He is so jealous towards the prosperity that Yudhishthira has gained. And he is walking in the newly built palace which Maya has built for Yudhishthira. Just now it has been built for the sake of Rajasuya Yajna. He has not seen this palace before. He comes to the palace, it is full of illusions there. Mayar pita sabhamukhe. He thinks there is some place which is floor, which is proper earth, hard ground. Then he goes and falls into the lake. Sthala jalam pramadam pramid. There is actually water there. He thinks it is hard ground. He steps into it and completely becomes wet. Tada hasitam uthitam drupadanandana bhimayoho abanga-kalaya vibho kimapi tavad ujjrim. For Duryodhana's misfortune, both Bhima and Draupadi are present there. They saw what happened. Both of them started laughing. From the belly they are laughing. Such laughter, looking at him, that he could not differentiate this, and he felt it is a funny episode. But for Duryodhana, he could not bear it at all. And Krishna was also engaged, egging them on to laugh even more, just by his eyesight and his actions. He was making them laugh even more. Ujjrim bhayanne. Dhara dhara nirakritau sapadina madijam bapanne. That is the place where you sowed the seed for removing the burden of this earth. Dhara dhara nirakritau. To remove the burden on this whole earth, you sowed the seed at that moment. Janardana Marupuri Nilayapati Mama Mayat. Bhattacharya uses the word Janardana. Janardana has a connotation that he who oppresses evil men. Dushtan Janan Ardayati iti Janardana. Ardana is to Mardana. You are oppressing them, you are against them. So that kind of Janardana, you sowed the seed there for the Mahabharata Yuddha. From here only Duryodhana is going, he is not able to bear this insult at all. He goes back and then calls them for the dice game, and that's how Mahabharata war is going to happen 13 years from now. That is how that kind of Guruvayurappa protect me, Pahimam Mamayar. The 86th Dashakam is very closely related to Mahabharata. A lot of the content for 86th Dashakam is taken more from Mahabharata rather than from Bhagavata itself. Bhattacharya is a great exponent of Bharata. He is known to have very great oration in Bhagavata also, Mahabharata also. Because very few people have a hold over Mahabharata. A lot of people do Ramayana Parayana, Bhagavata Parayana. But very few people have seen the whole of the Bharata. Bhattacharya is surely one of them. We have seen a previous episode also of Bhattatri composing shlokas within the Mahabharata itself impromptu. So that is the amount of hold that he had over the story of Mahabharata, which we can see here. In this particular Dashakam, we can see his knowledge of Mahabharata also. Salvo Bhishmi Vivahe Yudubala Vijitas Chandrajudad Vimanam Nindan Saubham Samayi Tvajivasati Kurune Tvatpuri Mabhyabhamshi Pradyumnastam Nirundhan Nikhila Yadubhatayanya Dugraviryam Tasyamatyam Yumantam Yajaja Samaraha Saptavimshatyahantaha. There was a king called Salva. During the Rukmini Vivaha, he had also lost to the Yadava army. He also had come there probably hoping that he would marry Rukmini. And then when Krishna kidnapped her and went away, he tried fighting and he was defeated. Balarama, who was in front with the Yadava army, he was defeated. So Yadubala Vijitaha, he went back, he did great tapasya to Bhagavan Shiva, and because of a boon, he got an aerial vehicle. A very nice plane, one fighter jet that he got, Vimanam Vindanne, and that Vimana was called as Saubha. So any wonderful airplane or something, you give it a nice name. Any Astra, any special weapon, you always have a name for that. So he gave it a name called Saubha. And that was a magical airplane that he had. When Krishna had gone from here to Indraprastha for Rajasuya, and before he could return, after Rajasuya also he was staying there. Yes, either he stays there or Arjuna comes here. Yudhishthira was not allowing him to go so easily. Because Yudhishthira is such a great bhakta of Bhagavan that he was supposed to always be close. But Yudhishthira cannot come to Dwaraka every now and then like Arjuna does. So Yudhishthira requests Bhagavan to stay there. He will never allow Bhagavan to go. Whenever Bhagavan says Dwaraka, he will say, few more days you can stay here. That is the bhakti that he has towards Krishna. But now, when Krishna was staying like that in Indraprastha, Salva thought this is the right opportunity. I should go and attack Dwaraka with my magical aerial vehicle. He came and attacked Dwaraka. Pradyumna is there. Krishna's son Pradyumna is in charge there. So Pradyumna starts fighting against them. Tam Nirundhan Nikhila Yadubhataihi, along with the whole Yadava's army is also there. So both Salva's army and Yadava's army are fighting. Tasya Amakyam Yumantam Yajanija Samaraha Saptavimshatyahantaha. After 27 days of fighting, Pradyumna kills Salva's minister who was called Yumanta. So this Yumanta was killed by Pradyumna after a long amount of fighting. So as soon as he attacked, a message would have gone to Krishna. Krishna returned immediately from there, from Indraprastha. He returned back to take care of this fight with Salva. Tavattum Ramashali Varitamupagataha. So along with Balarama, Krishna returns back to Dwaraka immediately. Khanditapra Yasainyam. By the time most of Salva's Sainya was destroyed by their own Yadava army and by Pradyumna. Saubheshantam Yanundhaha. But this leader of the Saubha, that airplane, the lord of that airplane who is Salva himself, he is still remaining. You killed him. Yarundhaha Sasagilagadaya Shargamam Pramshayate. But before that, Sharga, you went and attacked Shalva. Shalva came and attacked you with his mace. And he made your Sharga fall out of your hand. Krishna's bow is called as Sharga. Abhramshayate, that fell out of your hand. Mayatatam Yahimsi Damitava Uradaha Tatvaya Bhikshanartham Nagyayiti Ahureke. In the Shalva, he has magical powers. So he creates Vasudeva. And he kills Vasudeva in front of Krishna. That is one Maya Vasudeva he creates during that war itself in the battlefield, and he cuts off the head of Vasudeva in front of Krishna. Very similar to what Indrajit did with Maya Sita in front of Rama. Similarly, he does that here. So some people, Bhattatri says, some people say that you were confused, that you yourself did not understand for a moment of what was going on. How can your father be killed? And you were perplexed there. Some of them say like this, but I do not agree with this. Tadidam avamatam. That is some rumor. It is some canard that has been spread by people. Even Vyasa does not agree with this. Vyasa geva jnashedhi. You who are Sarvajna, how can you not know? You knew that was pure magic and that was just, he was not really killing your own father. Shiptva sauham gada churnita mudakanidho mangshu salve vichakre notkritte dantavakraha prasabham abhipatanne abhyamunchat gadante. That saubha, that magical car, aerial car that was there, with your kaumodaki, with your gada, you threw it at that and smashed it into pieces and threw it into the ocean. And immediately you beheaded Salva, who was the king of that Saubha. You beheaded him with your Sudarshana Chakra. Seeing this Dantavakra rush towards you, with his own gada, he rushed towards you and he violently came and he just hit you with his mace, with his gada. With your own gada, you gave him one hit and he fell right there. And just like Shishupala, he also attained union with thee. Kaubodakya hatosavami sugdanidhi chaityavakra vadaikyam. Just like Shishupala also became one with you, this Dantavakra also, after being born as Hiranyaksha and in this Janma Dantavakra, he also became one with you. Sarveshamesha purvam tvagithudha manasam mokshanartho avataraha. This avatara itself of yours is for those people who have been devoted to you for a long time. To give them moksha itself, this avatara of yours was taken. It seems like that to me. Tvaya yate thajate hila kurusadasi yudake sangyatayaha Randantya yajnasenyaha sakarunamagritaha chelamalamanantam. This shloka is about another bhakta of Krishna, Draupadi. So for each bhakta, some amount of space Bhattatri gives. Also, all these stories are not there in detail in Bhagavata. But still, Bhattatri refers to them here, going back to his Mahabharata. Then Krishna returned from Indraprastha to take care of Salva. At that time is when Duryodhana caused these people for a game of dice. This way Krishna is not there to counsel them to not go for this game. So it had to happen. So Yudhishthira accepted, about the game of dice, and that is where Purusadasi Judake Sanyatayaha Krandantyaha. She who was dragged there, dragged into the assembly of Purus by her hair, who was crying out loud. Yajnasenyaha, Draupadi is called as Yajnaseni because she came out of the fire. She was born from the Yajna Kunda. Yajnasenyaha Sakarunam. With the compassion, with pity, she is crying. You gave her Chelamala Manantam, infinite amount of ropes, as Dushasana was trying to disrobe her. Sari after sari, robe after robe is coming there. So with such great compassion, you protected her mana. Again, when they again lost the dice game and they went into Varavasa, what did Draupadi do again? Annanta prapta sharvamshajam. And after they had had their meal, Durvasa came there. Sharva is Shiva, Durvasa is an Amsha of Shiva. So Sharvamshajam, who came there after you all had your meals for the day. Muni Chakita Draupadi Chintitotha. So Draupadi became worried seeing this Muni who is known to be angered very easily. And he gave a surprise visit that day with 10,000 of his Shishyas. Prapta Shakan Namashtan. As soon as he thought about you, you came right there to protect her. And with that small remaining piece of Anna or Shaka, some vegetable that was remaining, Muniganamagrathaha, Triptimantam Vanante, made all that whole group of sages who had come there, made them completely satisfied. They went for a bath to Yamuna and they did not even come back. From that side, they went back to their own places. They did not approach Yudhishthira again. That is the kind of tripti, satisfaction that you gave them. This also shows the Advaita Jnana that Bhagavan is the whole universe. Or else if he eats, how can it be transferred to someone else? Only if he is there as the Antaratma, is he in the Vishwam itself, that is when, if he eats, Tripti will be there for the other person. That is how everybody became Triptas when he ate. There is a beautiful shloka for this. Draupadi Shakamaswadya Triloki Yena Karpita Jiva Brahmano Raikye Sakshi Brahmano Harihi. Draupadi Shakamaswadya. Shaka means that vegetable piece. By eating the vegetable piece that was there with Draupadi, Triloki Yena Karpita. The three words became satisfied immediately. Triloki Yena Karpita Jiva Brahmano Raikye. So the proof for Jiva and Brahma being one is this incident itself. Sakshi Brahmivano Harihi. Isn't that Krishna itself Brahma Vastu? Isn't he Vishwam Vishwa Vashatkaraha Bhuta Bhavya Bhavatprabhu Bhutatma Paramatma Cha Vishwabhutatman, we said in the previous Dashaka. Bhattatri called to him as Vishwabhutatman. He is the Atma inside every one of us. Is that single consciousness is him. Parachit Sukha Rupam Prithimantam Vanante. So you appeased all their hunger at that point of time by protecting Draupadi. Next, what did you do for the Pandavas? Yuddhodyoge thamantre milati sativrataha halgunena tvamekaha gaurabhye tattasainyah karipuramagamo dutyagrud pandavartham. All of them assembled different places to plan about the forthcoming war. So that is the Udyoga Parva, that all of them are planning in different ways. What can be done? What is the next thing to be done? How do we get back our kingdom? Should there be war or should there not be war? That time, both Arjuna and Duryodhana approached you. Halgunena tvamekaha vrataha. But Arjuna asked only for you. Whereas Duryodhana asked for your whole army. Kaurabhye tattasainyah. You gave your Narayani Sena to Duryodhana. Karipuramagamaha. And you went to Hastinapura for the sake of Pandavas. Dutyagrite Pandavartham. As a messenger, you went for them. Bhishmadrona dimanye tava kalumachane dhikrite kauravena. So Bhishma, Drona and all the other elders, everyone there accepted whatever you were saying, that a part of the kingdom should be given to Pandavas, except Duryodhana, who did not come to the acceptance at all. He just threw away your proposition. Dhikrite kauravena. He said, dhik, useless. And he insulted you there. Yavrinvan Vishwarupam. There you showed your Vishwarupa. Muni Sadasi Purim Shobhagitva Gato Bhuhu. Cosmic form that you showed there in that assembly of the sages. A lot of sages were also present there. And just shaking the whole city. Duryodhana was put in a tremor. Fire was injected into him. And then Krishna came back again to Umapalavya, which is where the Pandavas were during the Udyoga Parva. Jishnostum Krishna Sutaha Khalu Saparamukhe Bandhukhate Dayalum Kinnam Tamikshya Veeram Kimidamayi Sakhe Nitya Eko Yamatma Kovadhya Kotra Hanta Tadiha Vadabhiyam Rodhyamayat Pidatma Dharmyam Yuddhan Chareti Prakriti Managatha Dadhayam Vishwarupam. This is the peak of the Bhattatri's condensation. I think some few decades ago, there was this subject called pre-C writing. Nowadays, we don't learn it in school, even I did not learn, but there is a book at home through which I know, where you listen to a lot of things, you summarize and write something very accurately, but which just gives you the summary properly. So this shloka is a summary of the 700 verses of the Gita. The whole of the Gita is summarized in this verse. Telling probably all the yogas that Krishna has told there, and beautiful main points have been mentioned by Bhattatri here. Jishnostum Krishna Sutaha. You are Parthasarathi for Jishnu. Jishnu refers to Arjuna. Khalu Samaramukhe Bandhukhade Dayalum. When Arjuna approached the war field in the Kurukshetra, he became Dayalu. He became overly compassionate towards his own kith and kin. Chinnam Tamikshya, because he was like this. Kimidamai sakhe, what is this? This is not how you should be. Nitya eko yamatma. This Atma is singular, it is always eternal. Who is there to be killed? Who is the killer who is going to be killed? We have always been there. And the same people are going to be there. The Atma, the soul can never be killed. Ko madhya kotra hanta tadiha madabhiyam prochya. So forget about this thinking that you are going to kill your grandfather, you are going to kill your guru. You are just an instrument in the hands of this Prakriti. Nimitta matram bhava. Projya, Mayar Pitatma. Think of me and do your yuddha. That is the message of Gita. Tato yuddha yujyasva. Ma manusmara yudhyacha. Mayar Pita mano buddhihi. Matkarmakran matparamaha. What does Bhagavan say? Keep your mind in me and do whatever has to be done in this world. Even if it be such a ghora karma like doing this yuddha, because that is your dharma, that is your prakriti, you do it. Mayar Pitatma Dharmyam Yuddham Chareti. Wage this righteous war. Prakriti Manayatha. That way you brought him to his stance, whatever had to be done. You brought him to balanced state of mind. Darshayan Vishwarupam. By showing your Vishwarupa, especially to your close devotee Arjuna, you gave him a balanced state of mind. As I said many times before, the beauty lies in the words that he has used. And if you just read it again and again, you understand it. You might not even know Sanskrita, but the beauty it lies in that poetry itself of Bhattatri. Bhagavatam Setha Bhishmem. So, Yudhishthira's bhakti explained, Draupadi's bhakti explained, Arjuna's devotion explained. Next is Bhishma's. Bhagavatam Setha Bhishme Tava Dharani Bharaksheva Kritti Kasakte. Nityam Nityam Vibhindat Yuta Samadhikam Bhaktasade Chaparte. Again, one of the great bhaktas of yours, Bhishma. He is also an instrument for you to remove the burden from this earth of adharma, removing the burden of adharma. That is why he is there in the opposite army, killing more than 10,000 people every day. Ayutta Samadhikam. Vibhindat Yuta Samadhikam. Dharani Bhara Kshepa Krityeka Sakti. This Dharani Bhara, whatever the burden of earth is there, as if he is single-mindedly, he is focused towards removing everything, that whole burden. So he is an instrument in your hand. And every day, every single day, Nityam, Vibhindat Jayuta Samadhike, more than 10,000 people he is killing. Praptasade Chaparte. Even Arjuna is not able to stand in front of him. Arjuna is tired. Praptasadaha means he has become tired. Nishastratva pratignyam vijahad harivaram dharayam krodhashani vadhavanne pranjalintam natashirasamatho dikshya modadapagaha. Nishastratva pratignyam. Krishna had made a pratignya before the war that he will not lift up any weapon. He will only ride the chariot. He is not going to wield any weapon at all. He threw away that pratignya for the sake of the pratignya of Bhishma, his devotee, who had made a vow that I will make Krishna lift up a weapon. Vijahad Arivaram Dharayan. He took up his own Sudarshana Chakra. Probably some weed that was lying there. As if he was overcome by great anger. Krodhashali Iva Adhavanne. He rushed towards Bhishma. And when he saw Bhishma folding his hands and bowing his head down, he became very happy and he just returned back. Pranjalintam natashirasamatho kicchya modadapagaha. He wanted to uphold the pratignya of his devotee and he wanted to show the greatness of Bhishma. So he did that by throwing away his own promise, his own vow. That is what Bhishma also tells in his own Bhishma Stuti at the beginning of Bhagavata. Bhishma praises the Lord saying, you gave up your own pratignya to protect my pratignya. Ratham avapruto rathasthaha, he says. Swanigamam apahaya mat pratignyam vritam adhikartum avapruto rathasthaha. Swanigamam apahaya. Your own pratignya you gave up. Apahaya. Ritam adhikartum. Ritam means to make it true. To make what true? Mama pratignya, Kritamatikartum avapruto rathastha. You went out and you took up the arms and you came rushing at me. That is there in the first skandha of Bhagavata also. So because Bhattatri has not explained the first skandha much, so here and there he will touch that, and he will also bring in the stories from the Prathama skandha of Bhagavata, everywhere in the Narayaneeyam. Yuddhe drodasya hasti sthirarana bhagadatteritam vaishnavastram Vakshasyaadhattachakra-sthagitaranimaha Prardayat Sindhurajam Nagastre Karnamukte Kshirimavanamayam Kevalam Triptamulim Tatre Tatra Vivartham Dimivanahi Bhavane Pandavana-makarshite. Oh Bhagavan, what all did you not do for the Pandavas? How much you protected them all through this war? One by one, I will try to detail a few things in Bhattatri. In the fight against Drona, when Bhagadatta, if you remember, Bhagadatta is the son of Narakasura, who was installed in Pragyodishapura. So he comes there to fight for the Kaurava army in this Mahabharata Yuddha. And he has the Narayanastra in his hand. So Narayanastra, Narakasura also had. And Bhagadatta, his son, has the Narayanastra. Nobody on the Pandava side has the Narayanastra. So when Bhagadatta uses the Narayanastra against Arjuna, Bhagavan himself stands up and takes it on his chest, and therefore he protects Arjuna. Bhagadattéritam Vaishnavastram Vakshasiyadhatta, and to kill Sindhuraja, Jayadratha, you with your Sudarshana Chakra, you marred the sun, you closed the sun, and Chakra Sthagitaranimaha Prardayat Sindhurajam, you helped kill Jayadratha that way. And when Karna used the Nagastra against Arjuna, and Arjuna did not have an immediate reply, you pushed the earth itself down, and therefore Arjuna just lost his crown instead of losing his whole head. Kevalam Krittamaulim Tatre Tatra Vivartham. Tatre is to protect. You protected, even there you protected Arjuna. What all did you not do for the Pandavas across this whole Yuddha? Yuddhadau tirthagami sakharu haradharaha naimishakshetra-vrichan apratyutthayi sutakshayagdatha-sukham tatpade kalpayitva. Parallel story, Bhattatri goes to. When this war was going on, long before the war, Balarama said, I am not going to participate in the war and I am going on a Tirtha Yatra. When he went on this Tirtha Yatra, he went to the Naimisharanya Kshetra, the Naimisha Kshetra, and there this Sudha Puranika, Romaharshana, who was Vyasa's student, who knew all the Puranas, he was giving a discourse. He, as usually, was giving discourse there to all the sages present there. There Balarama goes and suddenly he becomes angry that Sudha did not get up in his welcome, did not respect him, and he kills the Sudha there, he kills Romaharshana. And later he repents and he has to go on a greater Tirtha Yatra to overcome the dosha of having killed Romaharshana. In the same status of Romaharshana, he installs Romaharshana's son, Sudha Puranika. And that is the Sudha Puranika who recites all these Puranas that we have today. He recites it to Shaunaka and other Maharishis in the Naimisha Kshetra itself. That is how Bhagavata also has come to us. So in the first Adhyaya of Bhagavata itself, it says, Naimishe Nimisha Kshetre Rishayaha Shaunaka Satram Swarga Galokaya Sahasra Samamasata. So for 1,000 years, Shaunaka and other rishis, they were there doing yajna. And at that place, Sudha comes and recites this Bhagavata Purana. That is how the first Adhyaya of Bhagavata begins. That also Bhattatri is alluding to by giving these things here. Sutam Atha Sutam Tatpade Kalpagitva. Balarama installed Romaharshana's son, Raumaharshani, in that same status as the Sudha Puranika. Yagyagram Valkalam Parvani Paridalayanne Snatatirtho Ranante. There was another Asura called Valkala who was creating a lot of problems for doing yajnas. So Balarama killed that Asura also. And after that, to overcome this dosha of having killed Romaharshana, Snata Tirtha, he goes to a lot of tirthas and goes there and does Snana. Ranante, almost at the end of this Yuddha, on the 18th day, Balarama arrives to Kurukshetra. Samprapto Bhima Duryodhanaranam Ashamam Dikshayata Purimte. Seeing that Duryodhana and Bhima are fighting and fighting, thinking that this will never end, he goes back to Dwaraka. So what he says, seeing that their fight is unending. Both Bhima and Duryodhana are Balarama's own students. Seeing that the fight was unending, he goes back to Dwaraka. Samdutta Draupade Yakshapana Hatathiyam Draunimetyat Vadutya Tanmuktam Brahmamastram Samahrita Vijayo Mauliratram Jakre. All these are Katha of Mahabharata as well as the subject matter of the first skandha of Bhagavata. So this Ashwatthama, who was also evil-minded fellow, Draunimetya Hatadhiyam Drauni. His intellect itself, he has lost his intellect. That kind of Drauni means Drona's son Ashwatthama. He had killed Draupadi's sons who were sleeping. Samsutta Draupadeya Kshapana Hatadhiyam Drauni. Etyat Vaduktya. So all of you, Krishna and the 5 Pandavas went behind Ashwatthama and he released his Brahmastra. Tanmuktam Brahmamastram Samahrita Vijayaha. Vijayaha here refers to Arjuna. Arjuna has 10 names. Jishnu, Vijaya, and many others are his name, Kalguna, and so on. So this Vijaya Arjuna, according to your words, he stopped that Brahmastra, Mauliratnam cha Jakre, and he took away the crest jewel, some jewel that Ashwatthama had on his forehead. He took that away from Ashwatthama. Uchiti Pandavanam Punarapicha Vishali Uttara Garbhamastre. Ashwatthama is a unique character. We do not know why he has so much enmity towards Pandavas that he wanted to destroy the lineage of Pandavas completely. After these people had returned, he again puts an astra towards the Garbha Uttara, towards the unborn child of Abhimanyu. He directs an astra. Rakshane Angushthamatraha Ledharamagaha Chakravanir Vibhodvam. You with your Sudarshana Chakra, you entered the womb of Uttara, being the size of a thumb, Angushthamatraha, and you protected that unborn fetus inside Uttara's womb. Dharmogham Dharmasuno Abhidadharakhinam Chandamrityusa Bhishmaha Tvam Pashyam Bhakti Bhumnai Vahisabadiyo Ishkalam Brahma Bhugyam. After having told the whole of the dharma, so Shanti Parva and Anushasana Parva are completely Bhishma's Upadesha and Yudhishthira. That forms almost a quarter of the epic of Mahabharata. Mahabharata is about 1 lakh verses. These two Parvas, Shanti and Anushasana Parva, which are the instructions of dharma from Bhishma to Yudhishthira, form more than 20,000 verses. So these two, that's why Butterfly says Dharmogham. Who told it? Bhishma told it. Abhidad Akhilam, the whole of dharma has been explained here. Whatever doubt you have, you go there and refer. To who did he say? Dharmasuno, to the son of Dharmaraja. Dharmaraja refers to Yamadharma. His son, Yudhishthira Dharmasuno, Abhidad Akhilam. Then Bhishma, who was Chandamurti. Chanda means to his own liking. Bhishma, as we all know, had got a boon from his father that he can die at whatever time he chooses. Chandamrityusa Bhishmaha. How did he give up his Sharira? Seeing you itself. Tvam Pashyane Bhakti Bhumnai Vahisabadiyo Nishkalam Brahma Bhugyam. He became one with that universal Brahman, that immutable Brahman. He became one with that. He became one with the supreme Brahman. Sangyajya Thashvamedhaihi Tribhirati Mahidaihi Dharmajam Purnakamam. After Bhishma attained Videha Mukti, you came back and you made this Yudhishthira do 3 Ashwamedha sacrifices. Ati Mahidaihi. Each one was greater than the other. Such great Ashwamedha yagas you made him perform. Purnakam, and Yudhishthira also became Purnakam, completely without any desire. Samprapto Dwarakantam Pavanapurapate Pahimam Sarvarogat. Like that, he returned back to Dwaraka after having done everything for the Pandavas and installed Yudhishthira as the Raja in Hastinapura. And this is the Dharma Sthapana Karya ends with Dashakam here, saying that you installed Yudhishthira there and performed all the sacrifices. Just like at the end of Ramayana, there is Rama becomes the king. Similarly, Yudhishthira Rajya Pattabhisheka is a similar event where Krishna installs Yudhishthira as the king. That is the Dharma Sthapana Karya. Yudhishthira is the last king of Dwapara, and Parikshit becomes the king, and Kali Yuga begins. So that is the Dharma Sthapana. We will all hope for such a Dharma Sthapana, continued vigor for Dharma, always our intellect being in Dharma. May Bhagavan Guruvayappa lead us on the path of Dharma. Pahimam sarvarogat gopika jeevanaspara govinda govinda janaki kanta smaranam jaya jaya rama rama hara namah parvati padage hara hara mahadeva tomatma bhavasi tumeda tonavakyam namakinchidasti yatha tameshtam kurumam tathivat paramatmanam namaha bhajan.